Heading over to the MAC West, we start off with the Ball State Cardinals. Mike New, really in need of a good season. And that 2020 season is only going to get you so far. Last year, lost their last regular season game. That kept them out of a bowl game. And now, of course, they lose star running back Carson Steele. Excuse me, not Strong. Carson Steele. And they lose their quarterback. Let's go and pull up all the information on your screen. 5-7 last year. They went 6-6 against the spread. But their post-game win expectancy was even worse than that. 4.23 and 7.77. Definitely not great. 3-5 in the conference. Their projected record this year is 5.37 and 6.63. Returning production, they're number 79 in the country. It's number 12 in the conference in adjusted returning production. Over 59% of their production is coming back. It's number 97 on offense and number 55 on defense. Numbers last year were not great. They were great at not allowing big plays on defense, but they weren't great at generating big plays on offense. Number 120 in offensive explosiveness, but number 14 in defensive explosiveness. But they weren't consistent anywhere else. Number 108 PPA per drive on offense, number 59 PPA per drive on defense. So at least they were better on defense. That's how they got to 7 wins. Let's start off with the losses. Of course, I told you quarterback Paddock, the running back Steele, the wide receivers Jackson and Tyler. Starting off on offense here, the quarterback that's coming in, the transfer quarterback Lane Hatcher comes in from Texas State. He had 2,600 plus yards, 62% completions. He had 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions at Texas State. I would imagine that this is going to be a bit of an improvement. The offensive line looks better. Tight ends are strong. That's good. But as I mentioned, number 120 in explosivity, number 108 PPA per drive last year was putrid. The fact that they were number 94 in rushing success rate, even though they had Carson Steele on the roster, is kind of nuts. They brought in the running back Marquez Cooper from Kent State. That'll add a little bit of speed. It's a different kind of back than what Steele was. So we'll see if, Cooper and Hatcher coming in together can kind of reshape this offense for Mike New and bunch and those offensive coordinators, Jared Elliott and Kevin Lynch. Moving over to the defense, they leaned on it last year, especially, limiting big plays. The front seven returns a lot, including, a strong linebacking core. Secondary is going to rely on transfers. But at the end of the day, the rushing defense, number 84 in rushing success rate allowed, and the pass rush is going to need to improve. Over 90% of their sack production returns, but they only had 25 sacks in 2022. The key players this year, we'll go on and pull me off the screen here. The key players, Lane Hatcher, of course, and Marquez Cooper, both transfers coming in. The tight ends, Hunt and Cole. You got wide receiver Nick Presley coming in, or staying in, I guess. Linebacker Cole Pierce, defensive lineman Tavian Woodard. They were number 73 in luck rank last year. Something to pay attention to. They weren't great. They were number 110 in turnover margin. And then, of course, you deal with some injuries here and there throughout the season. That's what that look rank is based on. Or the look rating, I guess, is based on. They are projected favorites in 5 games this year. Their win total sits at 4.5. I seem to believe, or I tend to believe, that they are going to be a little bit better than they were last season. New needs a bowl game badly. He lost 4 out of 5 last year to end that season and miss a bowl game. You need the offense to improve not only explosivity, not only the big plays, but also overall consistency. I think they still probably need some help in the trenches. I think they've probably got enough, especially with the schedule. The most important part of their schedule is weeks 8 through 12. You got Central Michigan, a bye week, at Bowling Green, at Northern Illinois, Kent State. In those, all 4 of those are winnable. If you go 3-1, you might be able to make a bowl game. It doesn't do you any favors that you've got Western Michigan on the road, that you've got Bowling Green on the road, and Northern Illinois. That leaves you with home games against Miami, Ohio, Central Michigan, and Toledo. Right? Those are not good. Those are not what you want. You might want to get your wins against Indiana State and Western Michigan to start off kind of early. 2 of the first 5 games. You're not going to beat Kentucky. You're not going to beat Georgia. You're probably not going to beat Georgia Southern, I would imagine. Obviously, we'll see. My record here is 6-6. I think they make a bowl game. Again, the over-under is 4.5. To win the conference is plus 3,000. Okay, I guess. I guess that's all right. I don't think they're going to win the conference by any stretch of the imagination, but Hatcher can fling the ball, man. He can fling the ball around. The schedule is pretty difficult. It's number 62 if you average out the strength of schedules from ESPN, Kelly Ford, etc. Right, bunch of different options there that I averaged out, and number 62 is, that's difficult. They got a difficult schedule here. The ceiling, I think, for this team is 7-5. I think the floor is probably 3-9. If you get to 3-9, I would imagine New is probably looking for a new job. Just a guess on that. I like Ball State. I like what he was doing in 2020. That was a fun team to watch, but they have not been able to recapture that COVID season's magic. It's a team very similar to Indiana in that respect. We'll see what they do. Obviously, bringing in new quarterback, new running back, a new influx of talent that is experienced could help. But how much? I've got them projected favorites in 5 games, 8 toss-ups. So you got to win some of those games that are toss-ups, and they could be going bowling again this season. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter @GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.